Now guys, we are back. Sorry for the delay. I had like a little mini surgery yesterday, but it's part 2 of our Universal Day. If you haven't seen part 1, Universal invited us out and a bunch of other content creators just to kind of have like a fun special day at Universal. So we got like a VIP tour guide for the entire day. So part 2 is gonna be kind of focusing on like some of like the fun little Easter eggs that the VIP tour guide pointed out to us. So enjoy. And we're gonna be opening this box. That's so cool! Afterwards, that Universal sent us.
We're now going to head back to one of the sound stages, but since it's technically backstage, we can't film. But I will let you know what's back there. We're going into the producer's building. So they have pictures of all the stuff that was filmed here.
You can see the lagoon over here. This is for a music video for the band Creed, My Sacrifice. The whole thing is on YouTube if you want to watch it. Pretty amazing. They put up these waterproof barricades to protect the buildings, and then they flooded the streets. They pumped the water out of the lagoon and flooded the streets. This is the band here filming the music video in boats, and you can see behind the barricades park guests, similar to in that photo as well, just watching all of that happen. And there's kind of an urban legend, I don't know how much of it is true, but if you watch the music video, there's a tiger in the music video.
In the water?
And, well, the intent was to have him on top of the cars. And they also, because there's a lot of cables and other things going on during this production, had scuba divers who were monitoring everything underwater to make sure it was safe. So supposedly, nobody thought through the fact that tigers really love to swim.
Yeah, oh God.
And the scuba divers got a pretty nasty surprise. One is actually after park hours, when the park is closed. They did American Ninja Warrior, and for this one they wanted the whole street. So this is the mummy right here. And this was probably about 3 in the morning. All of the poor athletes are highly caffeinated and very tired as they go up and down the obstacle course. Sharknado 3, yep, and again you can see the barricades. So everybody behind this partition is just a park guest that they happen to approach that day and say, hey, you want to be in a movie?
One of the green rooms. Ooh, they were saying that like when Jimmy Fallon would be here, this is where his green room would be to get his makeup done and relax and watch TV. And they also shot this here at one of the sound stages right next door with Jimmy with the elephant. This is the hair and makeup room. Howie Mandel might have sat right there. No more Mardi Gras tribute store. This is all that remains.
5 things I want to show you guys out here in London before we explore Diagon Alley, some of which you may know about, but you'd be surprised. A lot of people miss some of them. The telephone booth behind you guys, that's not actually an ordinary telephone booth. It's the entrance to the Ministry of Magic. So if you go inside, there is a rotary phone, and printed on the phone is a number which spells out magic. It is 62442. If you dial that on the rotary phone, the ministry usually picks up on the other line. Now whether or not they're going to allow you admission is another matter. I don't know how magical you all are, we just met, but you're welcome to try. Behind the telephone booth there is a sign for the Leaky Cauldron.
Yeah, I have never noticed that. It's the sign for the Leaky Cauldron right there. I walked by it a million times. I've never noticed that.
So we have the night bus over here, the purple triple-decker bus, transportation for the stranded witch or wizard, all destinations apart from underwater. And both the conductor and the shrunken head who help him navigate are out here to chat with. Highly recommend it. They're a good time. But the thing that I want to show you guys that most people miss is the fact that you can pop around the back of the bus here and step up onto the first level and get a good look inside.
Now I've showed you guys this before. You can step up here and then you can peek into the night bus. Here's the little shot.
We have our toothbrushes.
Yeah, the little toothbrushes right there. All the beds will slide around. So now we're heading into the Wizarding World of Harry Potter.
This is it. This is the secret. Always look up, because for the most part, the Wizarding World is the most crowded part of Universal or Islands of Adventure, and everybody's always concentrating on the crowds at eye level, and they miss so much of the detail and minutia above their head. Sometimes it's pretty obvious. It's hard to miss that Ukrainian Iron Belly up there. She makes herself known. But there are a lot of other little details that you can come here dozens of times and never see because you're not thinking to yourself to look up above. So like for example, the Leaky Cauldron over here has a sign on the side of the restaurant, which is an actual leaky cauldron. It's a water spout. Whenever it rains, that cauldron will leak. Weasley's Wizard Wheezes over here. You have a statue of Fred or George Weasley, and underneath his top hat, a rabbit will appear and disappear each time he takes it on and off. Also, If you guys remember, Leaky Cauldron is not just a pub. It's where Harry runs away from home after he blows up his Aunt Marge and stays, because it's a type of hotel as well. So if you turn around, you can see the rooms for the lodging at the Leaky Cauldron up above there.
We're going into Gringotts. I think the sign is down, so they have this little stand up instead. Okay, I think Katie's gonna let us like leave the queue and get up close and personal with the goblins. Hey, oh my god. Like, not to be mean or anything, but the goblins are so grotesque when you're this close to them. That was absolutely amazing, being up close and like personal with the goblins. Because normally you're like standing in the queue and they're so far away, you really don't get like a good look at them. All right, we're on Men in Black. As you know, Alice and I have a very deep competition. We are going downstairs. I've had friends who visited this part, but I've never been here. Oh my God, this is so cool. Like for years I have stood up there, looking down upon this, wishing I could be here.
Planetary implosion averted. Have a nice day.
Looks like he was reading the newspaper over here. The space age ride. Oh, you can hear him talking. I wonder what they're seeing over here, where aliens are popping up. These are very interesting. Oh God! These are like some very creepy silhouettes that they have behind these chairs. Oh, that's funny. Kang from The Simpsons. That's the current immigration film they're working on. That is so funny. So Allison said a running joke in the show is that they never say what state the Simpsons are in. Like Katie was saying that each one of the forms is like a different alien from the Universal attraction. Here's Optimus Prime's sheet. Autobot status confirmed by Nest. And then over here, they have the form for Bumblebee. Uh-oh, something bad is happening right now.
Early death ray deactivated. Please return to your normal duties.
Hi, you too. Keep the world safe.
So I'm going to give you some hints. Most importantly, hold down the trigger the whole time. Instead of pulling it back over and over and over, just hold it down. Aim high, because a lot of the aliens that are up high are harder to see and harder to hit, so they're worth more. Basically shoot everything, because many of the aliens are in disguise. So they might not look like aliens. They might look like a pug dog, or Steven Spielberg, or even a baby carriage or a police car. So just shoot everything. If you lock onto something, you see its eyes light up and turn green, you know you hit it, you can keep scoring on that target while you're locked on, so max it out while you can. At a certain point in the ride, you're aiming for the vehicle across from you, and you want to hit the blinky light at the top of their vehicle, their fusion exhaust port. That will get you a lot of points. It will also make them spin. So this ride does spin. That's the one motion caveat I have for everybody. It does spin a bit. Most importantly, at the end of the ride, you come underneath a giant alien, the big bug, and they tell you, if you're listening, they say, all right, recruits, there's only one thing left to do. Push the big red button. Right in front of you on your console is a red circle button. It's a 100,000 point bonus, and more than one person in the vehicle can get it. So I just like button mashing. Good luck.
I beat her by 200! Yeah!
So what happened on Men in Black?
Kevin beat me by 200 points.
Everything is right in the world. I beat Allison. Again, she beat me last time, but I only beat her by 200 points. It's always neck and neck between us.
So we're gonna go check out Revenge of the Mummy, and then we'll have a little behind the scenes tidbit after the coaster as well. Sound good? And the idea behind this roller coaster is you're supposed to be very, very afraid. So it is fast, it is dark, it is hot, there are jump scares, all the things we love about Universal. At the very end of the ride, which is where we're going to come underneath the roller coaster, you see that video of Brendan, and he's complaining that he hasn't gotten his cup of coffee, right? Because Reggie never showed up. After he says that line, he's being attacked by the mummy, by Imhotep, and he starts screaming, and if you listen, while he's screaming, he says, "That feels good!" So listen, when we're down there, you'll be able to hear it, and then and never unhear it afterwards.
Now gonna be going on Revenge of the Mummy. The best thing about having this VIP tour guide is like we're not waiting in line. We're just kind of going straight on. We just rode the Mummy. Katie's gonna take us backstage now, so I can't film. We just exited out of this door. They had us walking underneath the Mummy roller coaster, like underneath in the dark. That was incredible. Now we're going to our apparent last stop in the park.
It's Richard Cravens. I'm one of the show directors here at Universal, and I'm the original writer and director for the Beat Builder show. So we're just going to give you guys kind of a behind the scenes look at what it takes to create the Beat Builder show. Originally, when we were coming up with the theme for the show, construction felt like an obvious theme for an ever expanding and improving theme park, and then percussion for me as a percussionist, I think everyone kind of innately connects to drumming and drum. So merging those two things together, those two ideas, we came up with the Beat Builder show. I think what would surprise a lot of people is that these guys create all these sounds live. All the sounds that you hear, the percussion sound, is not pre-recorded. They're not playing to a track. And so we're just going to kind of talk about some of those sounds. Everything that we have here on the construction site was bought at a hardware store, or one of our favorite things to do is dumpster dive backstage and find kind of unique things that are going to create some different sounds for you guys to enjoy. So let's talk a little bit about the sound. And typically when you hear drumming, you hear like a bass drum, which is a low sound, and a snare drum sound. Dylan, if you could play the can for us. So who knew a Rubbermaid could sound so good, right? So again, this is just a 30-gallon Rubbermaid trash can. We have a microphone on the inside of that. And then to create our snare sound, we have this main plane surface. Again, just a 2x10 piece of wood. And then we have a couple different metal plates on here that we use to create some high-pitched sounds and some lower wood-pitched sounds. Play the spring for us, Dylan. Oh, that spring sound is actually for a screen door that you'd have to close your screen door. We have some eye bolts up there. Play the eye bolts, Dylan. And that's kind of like what we call like a submarine ping sound. And so we're able to kind of take these different sounds and create some different stuff. That's good, Dylan. Mike, what? This is affectionately known as the Rockenspiel, which is taken from a set of bells, or a glockenspiel in percussion world, and we call it a Rockenspiel because it rocks. And we pitched these hours spent inside Home Depot pitching these different wrenches to give us what feels like an octave of sounds. It's not quite there, but it's enough for rock. Go ahead and play a little bit for us, Mike. All right. Yep. Let's do this. A string bass, and what we've done is we've taken piano wire, stretched it across some PVC pipe, using that kind of like a bridge on a guitar, and pitching the piano wires at 3 different pitches to give us some different melodic elements. Yeah, go ahead and play that for us. The Worker 2 Zone here with Mike, we have some unique sounds, but one of the things that we do here is we take a drill and we hold the chuck of the drill down to create a louder sound where it runs against the gears. Go ahead, Mike. So real construction sounds within the music itself.
Got some wire. Yeah? I got some wood. Oh. And it sounds good. Check it out.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
created live. We do play to some tracks at the very end of the show. Again, that's just to up the energy for you guys. So that's it. That's the Beat Builders. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
I really enjoyed the little behind the scenes thing they did for the Beat Builders, how they created the instrument. They would just be digging through the dumpsters in the back of Universal to come up with instruments for the show. All right, I think everything we were supposed to be doing in the park is ending, and we're gonna go to the Legacy store in City Walk now.
So it's time to go into the superior Universal gift shop here at City Walk, the Universal Legacy store. It's nothing like a Frankenstein throw blanket to warm you up. They're having us come over to the personalization station. This is brand new. I have not seen this at all.
You guys may know Rob Cometti, who does the tribute store. He and his team were instrumental in coming up with the concept for the Legacy store. Really a throwback to a lot of the great things that we've had in the past that we've kind of lost touch with. That's why you see all the pictures in here that harken back to the Amity days, the King Kong days, even some of the old Islands of Adventure days that you'll see in there as well. So that's really the theory behind the Legacy. Now the store within the store here is our personalization products that we do in here. Really excited about is the embroidery. You can see on some of the backpacks that we've got here, the ties that we've got here, and probably the one that we're most excited about is the fact that we are now embroidering robes. You guys probably got asked what your house was, and you were probably wondering why they're asking us for that. As a compliment from the event, as well as from us and the merchandise team here at Islands of Adventure, we got you all your own personalized robe.
What? Oh my God.
Whoa.
Allison?
That's not it.
Look, it's even got. Thank you so much, sir. Whoa, this is so heavy. Holy crap.
Holy crap! Oh, they just gave us an embroidered robe. Aren't robes like $150 or something? And they gave Allison one too?
Ravenclaw.
I'm speechless about today. We're gonna go to Red Oven first, and then we'll talk about everything that happened.
Hi, Jamil. You just rode the Velocicoaster. How was it?
Terrifying. It was absolutely terrifying, Kevin. So here's the deal. The queue was amazing. The wait in the line, I don't want to give away too much. The way that you're harnessed in that thing, it is an absolute beast. I mean, if speed is your thing, it's got the speed, but the loopies and the pendant and the zigzag and the thing that happens at the end, we won't talk about the thing because I don't want to ruin it for anyone else who hasn't ruined it yet, but that thing that happens at the end, I'm gonna stick to Hagrid's. I'm good. That's it.
Now we are back home. The best way that Jamil described the Velocicoaster to me was he was like, that ride is for the youth. As we all just found out that there's a robe in here. Now I've always wanted one of those. You remember when Keith and I went and we got him like the full get up and wand. I just could honestly never afford one of these things. So they're telling us that this in-universe packaging you can purchase. It's got like a wax seal right there with the Hogwarts logo. It's got my name written on it. This event was very special. And I've been to a bunch of different media events for like theme parks and other places, and this truly, I think, was my favorite. They spent a lot of time crafting this event for us to show us things that we've never seen before. We've all been to those theme parks tons of times, so they're showing us stuff that we've never seen before, which I really appreciated. And it was just like such a chill environment. They were just like, let us know what you don't like, let us know what you like. It was just so nice and refreshing, and they truly thanked us. Like, other theme parks don't do that. The way the Universal team members kind of crafted the event, it felt like you were just part of the Universal family. As you know, I really love Universal and how they treat their employees and how they just treat their annual pass holders and just the whole environment. And it carried over into this event. Now it is time to open this puppy up. This is just so cool. Are we ready? I've been dreaming about getting one of these for like a half a decade now. That's so cool. You open it up and it's got my house Gryffindor and it has my name underneath. Now the one thing I never understood is like how people wore these at Universal in the middle of the summer. It'll be like 100 degrees out and they'll be wearing these. Oh, this is so cool. I almost feel like a little Palpatine with this thing on. Do it! So again, Universal, thank you so much for everything that you did for us. So guys, on that note, thank you so much for watching. I love you all. Please stay safe, and I'll see you all on Friday. Bye.
So have you watched the window directly?
There's Creature up there.
That is Creature, the house elf. This is number 12 Grandma Place, Sirius Black's family home and the headquarters of the Order of the Phoenix.